Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to look into a topic, GAYLUSSAC'S law of combining volume in chemistry. We have a question on the board. It reads, 60 cm cube of hydrogen is packed with 20 cm cube of oxygen at 100 cm cube volume and 1 atm pressure. The total volume of the residual gases is, we have 60 cm cube, 40 cm cube, 30 cm cube, and 70 cm cube. Okay, in solving this type of exercise, you need to know the principle of GAYLUSSAC'S. Hence, GAYLUSSAC'S law states that when gases combine, they do so in volumes of their simple ratio and to the volume of the product if gaseous, provided that the temperature and the pressure remains constant. Now, at this very point, we need to write down the given parameters. Then we are given 60 cm cube of hydrogen, 60 cm cube of hydrogen. That's the hydrogen gas. Then again, 20 cm cube of oxygen gas, 20 cm cube of oxygen gas. Then, at this point, we need to write down the equation of reaction. So, the equation of reaction we have hydrogen gas and oxygen gas being sparked together. Now, when they spark, they will react together to yield steam. So we have hydrogen gas reacting with oxygen gas to give steam. Now, the equation is not balanced. If you balance the equation, you put 2 here, you put 2 here. Now, the equation is balanced. So, from this very equation, we have their simplest ratio, which hydrogen is 2, oxygen is 1, and the steam is 2. Now, from GAYLUSSAC'S law, we have 2 cm cube of hydrogen reacting with 1 cm cube of oxygen gas to give 2 cm cube of steam. Now, you need to know from the 2 gases, the one that is in excess and the one that is in a limited value. The one in a limited value, which is known as limiting reagent, is the one that will determine the volume of the product that will be yielded. So in this very case, if 60 cm cube of hydrogen is used, then we consider hydrogen 2 cm from the equation now. 2 cm cube of hydrogen gas reacts or reacted with 1 cm cube. 1 cm cube of oxygen gas. Then 60 cm cube of hydrogen gas will react with what value now? 60 times 1 divided by 2. 60 times 1 divided by 2. So it will react with 60 divided by 2 will give 30 cm cube. So what it means is that if oxygen of a volume 20 is given, 30 cm cube will take part. So you now see that the volume of oxygen that will react with hydrogen is in essence is not up to. So we see 20 cm cube of oxygen was given, but the one that will take part in the chemical reaction is 30 cm cube, which means the volume of oxygen given is not enough. Hence, oxygen is the what? Is in a limited amount, hence we call it a limiting reagent. So the limiting reagent is now oxygen. The volume of it, of which that will complement the oxygen, is 10 cm cube. If you add 10 cm cube, yes, it's possible to react, but we don't have it. So oxygen is the limiting reagent. Then again, we check that of oxygen. 2 cm cube of hydrogen reacted with 1 cm cube of oxygen. So in other case, if 20 cm cube of oxygen will be used, then we said for oxygen, 1 cm cube of oxygen requires 2 cm cube of hydrogen. So if 1 cm cube of oxygen required 2 cm cube of hydrogen, then the given oxygen now is 20 cm cube. So 20 cm cube of oxygen will require, so we have 20 times 2 divided by 1, which will yield 40 cm cube of hydrogen. So at this point, the part of hydrogen that will take part in the reaction is 40 cm cube. But we have 60 cm cube given to us, which means the hydrogen is in excess by a volume of 20 cm cube. So at this point, 60 cm cube of hydrogen was given, but the one that will take part is 40 cm cube. So volume of excess hydrogen, we have it as 60 cm cube minus 40 cm cube, which will now give 20 cm cube of hydrogen gas. So this is the excess volume of hydrogen. Then we remember the one that will determine the volume of the product is the limiting reagent, which is oxygen. So from the equation, we have to take oxygen and compare it with that of water. So from the equation, we have 1 cm cube of oxygen yields 2 cm cube of steam. Then, for that of oxygen here, we have the volume of oxygen, which is 20 cm cube of oxygen was given. So 20 cm cube of oxygen will yield, we have 20 times 2 divided by 1 cm cube of steam. So at this point, we have 40 cm cube of steam. So this is the volume of steam that will be produced. So at this point, we are looking for residual gases. So volume of residual gas, the volume of residual gas will now be the volume of excess, we have the excess hydrogen, then plus the volume of produced gas. Then the volume of excess hydrogen, we have it to be 20 cm cube. So we have 20 cm cube plus the volume of produced gas. So we have the produced gas as 40 cm cube of steam, which is 40 cm cube steam. So if you add it together, we are going to have 60 cm cube of the gas, and that gives the residual gas. So we check the option that rhymes with the one we obtained. So it now becomes option A. That gives the answer. So if the lesson was able to help someone out there, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Also, turn on notifications for others to learn as well.